Live, hello!
Live. Sorry, my hair's a bit mad. I was just like running up and down doing different things.
Amy, how are you? You okay?
Hey, Amy, how are you?
Amy D.
I feel like I definitely need to get a haircut. It's so long now. I feel like it's so long. Like it looks shorter to you guys because it's curly, but it's actually really quite long.
I like it long. Thinking curly like that. Charlie, hello. How you doing? You all right?
Charlie.
Amy, are you Chicken Dipper Amy, or are you a different Amy? I've got to say, because I know. Sorry, if you are when I say different, because we've got Chicken Dipper who's Amy, and we've got Amy D, and I think Amy D is not Chicken Dipper Amy. So that was just wondering as well. So we just wanted to say hello. How are you doing?
I'm two people. Ha ha.
It is our Amy. Well, I thought it might be our Amy.
So how is everyone? As Mark says, like, what have you been up to? Have you had a good week? I hope you have. Sorry, we are late again. The laptop had to do some updates. I don't know, it was crazy. So that took ages. And then I was just like, oh my God, we haven't got the things for the live. And then I just thought, do you know what? Shall we create a podcast? So should we do this? Because another one.
Hi Sam, you alright?
Hey,
how you doing?
So Georgina, who I haven't heard from in ages, messaged me. She contacted me on email. We were having a little quick catch up. And oh yes, I must mention. So
Sorry, why are we right at the bottom of the screen? Like,
maybe because the thing isn't tilted.
I tilt this down a bit, guys, just so you can see a bit more of us and my vacuum cleaner in the background.
There you go, and now you can see more of us. So Georgina contacted me and she was saying, so remember we did the John Lewis and we got the tins from John Lewis. Her mum went after Christmas and they were selling the tins for $8.99. You can't choose your own and you can't bespoke it.
Oh, okay.
So you can't bespoke it and you can't choose it. So you just get basically a tin of Quality Streets. And it inevitably, like Georgina said, it was the ones that people don't really want.
Yeah.
So I think she said there were no green triangles. So there were
Kel Surprise. Well, I don't know why they're so popular.
Because it's truffle.
Well, okay.
There you go. I can't remember if it was the green truffle or the orange crisp, but one of them wasn't available.
Oh, Amy has said, Sam, how are you, by the way? So I know I just said how are you, but it's a very quick how are you. How you doing? You well? Amy said, what happened to Yvonne, that Irish woman?
Aoife.
You mean Aoife?
I'll come on to Aoife in a minute. Let me just finish the story and then we'll come on to everyone's comments. So she said yes. So you can get the tin for $8.99 for anyone who's interested. But it's relatively the flavors but she did say she got some toffees, but she said that, she got fudge. I don't know why people don't like fudge. She got fudge and she got like a lot of orange creams and a lot of strawberry creams. I don't like them, but luckily Georgina does love the orange cream. And my cousin loves the strawberry creams. I'm not down with any of the creams. I don't like them. But I just thought that was a really good deal. And it's a huge tin. The tin's over there, but you've seen the tin before, and $8.99, and it's just filled to the brim with the leftover chocolates that people don't want anymore. So
what were we going to say? So going on to Aoife.
Yes. So Aoife's fine. I've spoken to her a couple of times. She's just taking a little bit of a break is all.
Hello, Aoife. If you are watching us on Catch Up, we hope you're well. Sending our best regards to you as well. Mm-hmm. And Nick's joined us. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
That's Sam's Nick. You well? Oh, it's from Nick, Carla, and Zachary have joined us. Oh. Well, like I said.
Hi, Zachary.
So I will come back to Sam's comment, but Zachary, this is for you. We tried the Black Forest M&Ms. We had them on there. They were very nice. Well, I like them. You weren't so sure.
It's not that I didn't like them. It's that they taste of chocolate.
Cherry.
But they don't taste of no cherry and no cream.
Oh, they do. They taste of chocolate cherry.
If I blindfolded you and mix, right? Okay, so we've got M&Ms. Next week, I'm going to get a couple more M&Ms, and then I'm going to get Mark to try and see if he can tell which one's the cherry.
We'll do it. Challenge accepted. I will do it.
All right.
I will hold you on to that challenge accepted.
We'll see.
Oh no. Amy meant not Aoife. The other one. It's pronounced Von. Yvonne.
Oh, Vaughan.
Oh, Vaughan.
Vaughan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vaughan. Oh, bless her. I know she was in the middle of moving.
Yes, she was.
She was in the middle of moving, so I'm assuming she's like sort of probably tied up with moving and things like that. But I believe that's what she was doing. So,
Vaughan, again, if you're watching, we're sending us our best wishes.
Yeah. I like how everybody's asking about different people. I love it.
Sam said Nick got Christmas pudding flavour Walker's crisps for 29p, the multi-pack. They are yummy. I had no idea they did Christmas
pudding
crisps.
That I won't lie to you guys. That sounds weird. I
try them for sure.
Do you know what it is? Because I'm used to crisps being savoury.
Yeah.
And Christmas pudding is like a dessert type crisp. So I'm not sure I can get on board.
Well, Sam said they're yummy. So
I'm just not sure.
We will definitely have to give them a go. Charlie's got 309 followers. Well done, Charlie.
Wow.
Yes, 9 more from when we spoke to you last. Nick said Zachary's looking at those M&Ms. Oh, bless him. Zachary, they were nice. We'll try. When my brother next goes to the United States, we'll have to try and get some for you. So they're Black Forest scattered. Look, and I'll show you, Zachary, what's funny about these. If I can get... they're all coming out with reds.
Why don't you look in the packet?
There we are. So you can get red, white, and pink.
I don't think you can tell the colours.
No, you can't because it's just so... but that's the pink one. There you go. You got the white one, obviously, and the little red one. And
sorry, the red and the pink and the white look the same. Sorry, but it is pink and white.
Oh, really good. So I can't believe you don't taste the cherry.
It doesn't taste. There's no cherry.
Zachary, they taste of cherry. All right. Sam said Zachary was running around saying Kelly and Mark.
Oh, bless
I made a video saying your names. It's so good. Oh, bless him. How are you, Zachary? Are you okay?
I hope you're well.
I hope you're good, and I hope you're having fun with Dad and Nanny.
And I hope you enjoyed all your Christmas presents.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you got some lovely. You were such a lucky little boy. I know you got so many.
So I'm just stuffing my face with M&Ms. That's not fair because poor Zachary is not able to have some.
Right, he's just running around the room.
Yeah. Sinclair, how are you? You well?
Sinclair.
You okay? Nice to see you. You're right. Sam said the Christmas pudding flavour crisps were very tasty, almost like a spicy poppadom flavour. It really works. Are they salty as well? Because I don't know how that salty Christmas pudding would work. Are they salty? I'm just wondering.
Yeah. But also, we are drinking the tea that you recommended, which is the toast and jam.
Yeah, so we're drinking the toast and jam one that we did try before. We have got some things to try today. I'm going to show you in a second. I'll just read the final comments. Nick said he was, bless him, he's a happy man. Oh, bless him. Well, I'm so glad he had a happy Christmas.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun. That's like when we like giving presents to our nephews. You like to see their happy faces when they get those presents as well. A lot of the fun is just ripping the present, wrapping off. Amy said, you have fans. Soon you should get a P.O. box for fan mail.
Well, we wanted... Georgina... I didn't finish the story, but I've just remembered why me and Georgina were talking. Not why, but when she messaged. So she was saying, she still listens to us in the background, which I know a few people, when they listen to us and catch up, they have us on in the background. There is a lady in Arizona, and I can't remember, but I will look up her name. And she says, she wanted just to let us know that, she listens to us. She listens to us at work and stuff like that. I think Candy Creations does the same thing. She listens to us while she's working away and stuff like that. And I just thought it might be a good idea to create a podcast of our lives. Now, on the podcast, unless you're actually, if you watch us as the YouTube, you'll get to see us. But I don't know how it works on the podcast, whether you can still see us on the podcast as well. But I do want to create a podcast list and a live list, so that people can find our lives easily. They go straight to our playlist, and same with podcasts. Now, I just want to say, so as I was like looking and stuff like that, which also was why we were a little bit late. I was trying to figure out that, and I just thought, why am I doing it now? Just before we're going to do on a live, and I'm trying to figure out the podcast and stuff. So I noticed we've done 259 lives.
Believe it or not, we've done 259 lives.
259 lives. So this would be 260 lives. So it's going to be really interesting when we do another 40, and then that'd be 300.
So that would, I've got to do my quick maths. That's going to be about 10 months according to my calculations. So
Really?
we're looking at if we do.
Mark's the math.
4. No. What am I saying?
I'm thinking that's a bit
No,
long,
20. No, for half of that, 5 months.
Okay, that sounds more
5
reasonable.
5 months. So we're looking
at. I
at
was like 10 months. I don't think so.
So depending on how many we do, of course, we're probably looking at kind of May-ish time before the 300th episode.
Wow.
Amy said MK podcast. Yeah, so that's a good name for it. Actually.
MK podcast.
I do like that.
So there are a couple of things that I've been thinking about and sort of like only briefly discussing them with Mark because we're sort of like busy doing other things, and we're either working and we're I'm thinking about the next thing that we're going to do with the channel, or I'm researching something. I'm constantly thinking and researching something in my mind. There's always things that are just popping off in my head. And so I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a little while. I don't know what type of podcast I want to do or anything like that, but I'm still at the thinking stage. And whether I would, it's a tricky one to see whether Mark and I would have time together to do a podcast, or whether it would be me doing a podcast and then having other people join that podcast from time to time.
See, I've been kicked out.
You've been totally kicked out, or maybe we haven't had time to discuss things. But anyway, so I'm just trying to carve out time for us, which I find like your mind is very difficult, I think, like to concentrate on certain things. So yeah, exactly. So I'll say something to Mark and go, oh, not now, I'm doing whatever, or no. Whereas with me, I'm constantly sort of like thinking about something, like how can we do this, how can we do that, how can we make things better. But I can also compartmentalize. So if I was doing something for work, I'm like, right, I've got, but my mind, so I live in a state of chaos. So everything around me will be messy, blah, blah, blah. But that is how my mind works. And strangely, I am the most organized person you will ever meet. Not the tidiest, but the most organized. And I'm thinking, right, okay, this is what I've got to do. This is how I'm thinking. Then my secondary thing is, how can I implement it? So we do 2 lives a week, and believe it or not, it's quite hectic because we both work, and then it's a scramble in the evenings to try and create the live, or have things to talk about, or to know what we want to talk about, or maybe if we want it, to find new things to try and stuff like that. So there's always something happening, and me trying to organize whatever it is that we're going to do. So this year, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we would like to do this year. So we would like to go on a couple of trips abroad and actually bring you that type of footage. But I suppose my question would be, what is it, if we were to go abroad, let's say for argument's sake, we were going to go to Vegas, or we were going to go to Florida, or we were going to go to Lanzarote or Paris or something. What is it you would like to see during those trips? Is it you would like to see lots of food, what you can do in the area? What sort of tips is it that you would like to know about or see? I suppose is my question.
That was a long monologue. I was just sitting there eating M&Ms, drinking my tea.
Well, normally,
while you're doing your thing.
Normally, it's Mark that does all the talking, right? So today, it'll be my turn to do some talking.
Right. Well, while you've been doing your little spiel, Sam said, yep, so we're going back to the Christmas pudding crisp.
Ooh.
You can taste the fruit raisin flavours and the spices. I think they would go well with cheese. Do you know what? I love,
yes.
You're very much like, it's like a pickle. pickles have always got fruit in them, so that chutney and cheese thing goes really, really well. I could see that actually. I've never tried Christmas pudding with cheese, but I have tried Christmas cake with cheese. Christmas cake with cheese, Sam, you'll agree, I hope, is really good. It's really
have
good.
seen people. I don't like fruit cake, but I've seen a lot of people have fruit cake with
Same
cheese. And the other day I had M&S. So I went into M&S and I went to get a ham and cheese sandwich. But I love the ham, cheese, and pickle, and it's hit and miss whether they do it. Anyway, they had it. I've got a packet of cheese and onion crisps, and I had my ham, cheese, and pickle sandwich with a packet of crisps and a cup of tea.
St. Cot said, I'm good, thanks. Finished my quality street today. St. Cot. Now, Kelly, I don't know if you were on when you heard with Kelly, but Kelly was saying that they're actually in John Lewis now selling off those quality street tins. So if you want to go back there, so I'm not going to go back, but you might be able to get some in the cells. Now, some of the ones are in London. They pretty much got rid of all the green triangles, unfortunately. I know that's one of your favourites. But you go back, you may, just may, be able to pick up a little bargain on your little quality street. So having a look and see if you can get some there. But it might be worth, if you have to, only if you've got time or you're in the area, having to go back and you have a nice little refill.
It's $8.99. You can't get bespoke and you can't choose. So it's just whatever they give you. Yeah, I told you that at the beginning.
No, I know. But I would just say, oh no, I understand.
Can't choose.
I understand.
Can't bespoke.
I understand it's not bespoke, but if you just put in a little, or those little triangles,
why are you doing that?
That's what you'd say, because you hand over the tin. Just put in a few little green triangles. We'll say no more. Yeah,
I don't know if that's what that means.
I think that's what you should do. Go on, put in a few green triangles. Amy said 8 months if you do it without taking any days off. I think it's around about the 5. I don't know, my maths is off, but I think it's around about the 5 months. But you're right, but that's not taking any time off between, which we're bound to at some point.
We are going to be taking sort of like here we'll be taking time off here and there.
That's what Amy said. So it could be May without skips, or June if you take days off. Yes, it could be the June-ish time. But we're hoping, we will let you guys know, because we'll have to think to do something special for the 300th. A 300th live.
Wow, what would we do?
And it would never have happened without you. So
thank
you so much. We really do appreciate everything.
Thank you. We're so grateful. Thank you.
Your brain is always ticking, Kelly, says Amy. But a messy cook equals good food.
I made a stir fry earlier. I'm smiling because it was so good. Anyway, it's still in there, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna eat something.
Now, Sam's done a request for us. She said it would be cool if this year you did a vlogmas. I love vlogmas. So basically, I'm assuming we mean vlogging Christmas. Now, funny you should say that. Kelly and I did discuss us doing it, and the only reason we didn't was because we were so busy to the build up to Christmas. Really, because we were hosting. And I think we were getting on each other's nerves because we were just getting so much to build up to it. We didn't do it. So I think it would have just come across as, Cal, get that. Mark, you haven't done that.
Do you know what? Because I feel like...
But it is a good idea. It's a very, very good
idea. And I think, like, when we're working towards something, we get stressed, I feel. I don't feel I get too stressed, but I have... in my mind things that are right. Okay, this is what we got to do. So Mark will do all the heavy stuff and I'm doing all the planning, because your forte is not planning at all.
No, but your forte is not doing any work. So Kelly's planning these like that. Lift that.
Do you know what?
Lift that up there. Yeah, that's all done. Lift that there.
I could tell you a few things. Yeah.
Well, not to, because we got comments coming in about some ideas.
Exactly. So I will. So Mark is he's not good at all. Not very good. He's just not good. He can't say, right, okay, this is what we got to do. This is how we're going to achieve it, blah, blah, blah. But he's very good at doing everything in the present. So, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. I plan what we're going to do. So in my mind, I say, right, we've got to do this at this time. We've got to do this at this time. And I have to then plan the days that, right, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And this is how we're going to do it. And if I don't say anything, he doesn't have it in his mind, okay, this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do. But he will do all of the physical stuff. So if he needs to get things down from the loft, if he needs to go and put decorations up, but I mean, I'm under 5 foot, so I don't know what decorations or what furniture I'm going to be standing on to put things up. So Mark has to do all of that. So he'll like put things up, and I in the flat sometimes I would decorate, but everything would be low because everything would be low because I'm not that tall. And even at work, I have to call people over and say, right, like I need you to do this and I need you to do that. Right, we need to do this and things like that. So it is very comical, but yeah, but that's my forte. So I'm organising things. So I've got some things organised for this year. And I'm just trying to put them in place, and we would like your input, and hopefully we will do all the lives that will lead us up to 300.
Well, if you let people comment,
There's
some ideas in here. So I'm just going to come to Sam's one, but before I do, Sam said I've got some Christmas truffles and toffees left and lots of Christmas cheese in the fridge. Oh, Sam, now with my Christmas cheese, aren't you finding though it's getting hard now with all the old Christmas cheeses? Because ours are, I've still got a few left. But I've got to be honest, I didn't realise how much cheese I've eaten. I've eaten a ton of it. I mean, absolute blocks of it. I'm surprised I'm not fatter than I am, because I've eaten absolutely. To try and compensate, I've really tried to cut down the amount of meals I have, but every one of them's with Christmas cheese.
Yeah, you cut down the meals, but you snap.
Yeah,
you eat in place.
Amy said, "Well done for eating before the live." Well, we've got food to try on the live, which I'm conscious we haven't got to yet, so we'll get to that in a sec.
I was able to actually cook today, so when I was cooking, I felt like I hadn't cooked for ages. Like that's how it's been with like eating takeaway or whatever. The last time I properly cooked was at Christmas, so it was just nice. Other than sort of like sticking something in the air fryer, which is not really cooking. So this was quite nice.
Amy said, "I get mental block." Do you get the same?
No. When
you say mental block, what do you just? Do you freeze and stuff, not knowing what to do, or do you? I tell you what, you do get is distracted. That's your thing. You get very distracted easily.
If I'm having to do so, yes, you are very correct. So in my mind, I'll be in the middle of doing something, and something else will come in, and I'll leave that and go and do this, and then something else will pop in, and I'll leave that and go and do that. But to be fair, I can achieve several things at once. And my memory is really good with having to achieve certain things. But once I've achieved it, it leaves. Don't ask me any questions on it. It's gone.
Right. So we've got some questions, some ideas. So Sam has got an idea for our 300th. So guys, I'm going to read out Sam's one. But please, if you have any idea for our 300th vlog, please do put them in the chat. We've got plenty of time. But if you do have any from now until when we do it, please do let us know what you'd like to see. And we will put it in. So Sam has said, how about a 300-minute live?
Ooh.
What would that be? That'd be 2. I'm gonna work this out now. 2 hours. So 90 minutes is an hour and a half. 3 hours is 180. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. That's gonna be.
I don't know if anybody would want to watch us for that long.
But hang on, 300 with maybe a live cook or bake to celebrate your 300th live. I like that idea. Now we have toyed with the idea of doing live, but our kitchen's such a mess. But we could do it from your mum's.
We could do it at my mum's. My mum's got a beautiful kitchen. She got a beautiful kitchen.
So we could do it from Kelly's mum's because her kitchen's nicer, and also as well, it's not ours is just. Well, look at our kitchen, all those bottles. So ours is quite cluttered.
Yeah.
But that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, I do like that. Amy said we're both opposite. Yeah. Baker Cake Live, says Amy. Alicia, hello.
Hey, Leash.
She put stinky cheese. Amy said, yes, blue cheese. I did see something actually that I'm going to make for Alicia. So I was watching, don't ask me why, because I don't even eat meat, but I was watching Marco Pierre White cook a steak. And he showed how to do the perfect steak. But he also, he added Stilton butter, and he said it's equal portions of butter and Stilton. You mix it up, but not too fine because you want chunks of the blue cheese, and you cut off slabs of this and you put it on the steak. So I will be making that for you, Leash. I actually hate it. Nick said, Mark,
you know who would like it though?
Gotta read the comments.
Do you know who would like
Who
it
would
though?
like it?
Evelyn.
Oh, there you go. Nick said, Mark, have you used your drone yet? Now, Amy goes, Mark has a drone? Yes, I do have a drone. So, Nick, I'm going to say I've got 2 drones. Well, one was a smallie one, but the other one was one slightly larger. They're both under the weight.
249.
Yeah, 249, which is 249 grams, which is basically the 250. If you've got anything 250 or above, you have to have a license. So I wanted one that didn't need a license. What was I going to say? So I haven't had a chance, Nick. Now, the only reason is 2 reasons, really. One, the weather all over Christmas up till now has been terrible. It's been really, really windy.
Windy and rainy.
And I thought, I don't mind going out in rain. I know Kelly
do.
hates it, but that doesn't bother me. But I was really worried that the drone's just going to blow.
Can you imagine?
So that's been all up to weekend. Of course, like during the week, I work. But I am going to try and do it either this weekend or next weekend. Actually take it for a test drive.
What?
So I will give it a go. But no, I will do it though. Thank you, Nick. But it does look quite good. I have gone on YouTube with a guy that actually shows how to use it.
Well, your specific one?
Yeah, my specific one.
Specific model.
And it looks okay. So I'm going to give it a little go. But I do want to... I've never, ever owned a drone before. And I've never, ever used one. So I do want to give it a little go and just see how it works. I'm really petrified of flying it too high or it landing in a tree and I can't get it back.
I think that's going to be trial and error, though. Not obviously getting it stuck in a tree, but can you imagine a trial and error?
Well, Amy's got an idea for our live. Why don't we do 300 countries in 300 days?
Could you imagine? What type of a cruise that would be? Wow.
Alicia said, no, you can keep that Stilton butter. Oh, Alicia, you'll like it. I'll put it on toast as well. When I saw that, but when it said equal butter to equal Stilton, I thought the calories in this thing. So he kind of churned up the butter. You have the butter quite soft. You churn it together. You want nice lots of lumps of the Stilton in it. You form it into a little, almost like what you call a cylinder. And then you put that in the fridge, you let that harden, and obviously you cut slabs of it off and then put it on your steak. Yeah, Evelyn would like that.
Yeah.
How about 3 afternoon teas this year? That's more than one a day. No, it's not actually. What am I saying? It's 365 days.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that, St. Cart? We're doing 365, but we will. Actually, I do like that thing. We could do an afternoon tea. We could do a live afternoon tea somewhere on our 300. That is a possibility. I don't know if the restaurant wherever we go would allow us, or if we did one ourselves. So we could actually.
Yeah, we could do one ourselves.
We could incorporate Sam's idea and St. Cot's idea and bake the cakes. And Sam, you can come up with some of the ideas because you have some really good ideas for cakes. Bake them and then have the afternoon tea as part of the 300. Just an idea.
And Mark is going to do whatever the cakes that Sam says. He's going to bake them.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the cake baker. I'm not even.
I will bake cakes that I know.
I'll give that a go.
Yeah. And you like doing that.
I do, actually. Amy said 300 cakes to bake. You got to do 300 cakes.
No, you got to do 300 cakes. What? I'm going to do 300 cakes.
300 barbecues.
Mark would love that, though.
Yeah, I would, actually. That's like the movie 300, where we could watch that. What was I going to say? Now, actual fact, though, talking of barbecues, now, Sam, you mentioned a Christmas, a Vlogmas, so a Christmas vlog. Would you be interested in a barbecue, a summer vlog, a barbecue vlog?
I am just thinking that's what we should do for our live.
What?
Barbecue.
A barbecue. We could
do.
A
live barbecue. So you see us sort of like setting up and sort of getting the table and stuff ready. And
invite 300 subscribers to your afternoon tea.
Could you imagine?
That would be, that'd be good.
300 subscribers to our live barbecue.
300 pancakes, 10 flavors would be fun and more. Would be fun or more flavors. Now
just making up flavors.
Or do you know what? You might have seen actually from when we did the Bill's Unlimited Pancakes video. I did 9 pancakes and I was absolutely full. You bottomed out at no, you didn't do it.
I didn't do it. No, that was Siobhan.
Siobhan bottomed out at 2. I think she might have done 2.5.
No, she had 1, and she had. I'm sure she had one set of 3, and then she asked for 2. I think. In the next one.
I'm sure she only managed 1 plate.
Yeah. No, she did. But no, she managed 1.5. She gave the other half to her.
Oh, Nick, I thought you managed drones. And Nick said, I fly drones and I have my CAA license.
Wow.
Can picture, sorry, I can picture it's great. I do FPV mostly, but I've got my DJI Mini. I've got to be under 250 grams. Yeah, that's right.
That's what I got him, the DJI Mini.
If you use it for YouTube, just get your drone insurance as you'll need it. Thank you. That's really
helpful to know.
If you don't mind, Nick, I'd love to get some more information on you on flying on drone, because I've never ever. This will be the first time I've ever flown a drone. But I think Sam mentioned that you are really pro on flying drones. So it would be really good to get some tips.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind. I don't want to impose, but it would be really useful to do that, because
I don't know anyone that has a drone.
I don't know anybody here who's got a drone, and I've never flown one before. And I'm very nervous for it to. I fly it once and it ends up in a tree or in a telegraph pole, or it breaks. You will love flying. It's great. I've got too many of them. Well, actually, in fact, that's interesting you say to get Joan insurance.
Yeah, we would never have known that.
Oh, so the landlord's joined us.
Oh, the landlord.
The landlord, not to be mixed up with any other landlord. And he said, "Hi, you should do something for charity, like walk 30,000 or 300,000 miles in 300 days and film the walk." I could walk 300,000 miles. Well, actual fact, I did do a charity walk. Well, I did do a walk with your cousin, which I did film, but we didn't put it up.
For a number of reasons.
There's a number of reasons we couldn't put it up.
We couldn't put it up,
I won't bore you about it, but I think we got some people in the film we shouldn't have done, and who didn't want to be in it. So it just caused too much of that. But it was a really good walk. But I'm going to ask your cousin, if you're watching, if you would like to replicate the walk, but just the two of us.
Yeah.
And see what he says.
Yeah. But you could do it for a charity, the two of you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, yeah.
Sam said 300 always makes you want to scream, "This is Sparta!" And then you got to kick someone into a well. I was just saying we could do that. We could just watch 300, the film, and I watched it. I did like 300. I thought that was quite good. That was the one with what's his name?
Oh, Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler is the thing. He said he had to work out so much to get into that role, and as soon as he ended, he just went back to where he was. But thank you guys. Please do keep those
ideas coming in, because this year we would like to sort of plan a bit more about what we'd like to bring to the channel, what we'd like to bring to you guys. We'd like you guys to be more involved, and I need to then plan around those ideas and things like that. I have some ideas that I am so excited about, and stuff like that, and you'll see as we go along.
Sam said, "I can remember Nick's drone getting stuck in a tree." Oops.
No.
Well, that was the thing. I'll be on the floor going, "No, I know my drone's stuck in a tree." The landlord said, "Oh, you should go to a movie night on your 300 day, like a watch party." So when you say that, do you mean actually watching it on a 300-day bender, or just on the 300 thing? The trouble is, though, we won't be able to film the movie night. But
would we do it? So Mark and I have been discussing a projector.
Oh, yes.
Right. So we've been discussing a projector and doing a family thing in the garden. So
movie nights.
When we do, so if we were to do a watch party, well, watch parties when everyone joins in and watches.
Oh, that's what he said. Yeah,
everyone joins.
The landlord said, "Do a watch party."
Yeah, so that's what it is. Basically, everyone joins in to watch whatever it is that we're gonna do, if that makes sense. So we could do something like that, but I feel like it might be boring for the people. Possibly.
Well, watching people watch a film maybe, but then there is Gogglebox. You never know.
They're not watching the actual thing, but yes. But normally people are discussing about the.
Then it becomes like a movie review. Yeah. Anyway, we're just spitballing.
Yeah, we're spitballing at the moment.
Now Sam said one of the coolest drone videos I've seen was in Iceland, flying off a cliff, and the waterfall was so pretty. Do you know what, Sam? One of the things I really want to do, and I really want to get to a stage that when I'm really comfortable with the drone, and Nick, you've probably done this, but I don't know, be interesting to get your take on how easy this is. I would love us, Kelly and I, to go to the coast. I fly the drone out to sea and then kind of bring it back in. So you kind of get that view of being out to sea, going into inland and then coming across the land, so that or across the beach. I'm really nervous of doing that though, of it cutting out and then dropping in the ocean, because that's it. If that drops in the ocean, that is gone. I'm never getting.
That's why I say insurance.
Yeah. Or I might attach it to a very long string, so I'm going to put it back in. But I just wondered, A, how feasible that is and how easy it is to do. And just out of interest, how much practice do you think I would need to get to that stage? That sounds great. You can do that, no problem. How much practice would you say would you need to get confident? Would you say that it took you to get to that stage where you could just fly it right out to sea, or somewhere out where you couldn't possibly retrieve it and then fly it back in? Just out of interest, just of your expertise. So while we're floating that, right now we've got some food to try, guys, that we thought you may be interested in. It's a bit random this time.
Yeah, so we've got like little bits and pieces. So
do you want to start? But these are things that are easy to pick up. So rather than doing United States things, we've done some things that are UK based and that should be easy to pick up. So we will let you have our comments. Right? Do you want to show the bread?
So I was in Marks and Spencer's just doing some normal shopping, and I came across this.
Now, Sam, this might be up your street, I don't know, but it is fruit and treacle bread.
And I said, I have to have that.
So it's, which is weird. Now, I don't know if there's treacle in the bread or if the fruit is covered in treacle, but it said made using a blend of wheat flour and wild farmer flour, perfect toasted, right? And then it says, so it's fruit and treacle. We take care and time to blah, 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 blah. Right. We carefully select vine fruits and figs lightly soaked in treacle. So I'm wondering if it's actually the fruit that's soaked in treacle. So we will be trying the M&S treacle
fruit and treacle
bread. So that's the first thing we're going to be trying. So I'll let you prepare that while I show the other two bits. Right, the next thing we're doing, M&S again. We've tried the two other flavors before. Three other flavors before, but we haven't tried these. So these are the lemon mini waffle squares.
So the ones that we tried before was a chocolate one, a cappuccino one, and a chocolate.
I think that's only two. I don't
we tried three. We did three.
And a third one. So this one is crunchy wafer squares with a lemon flavored filling. So we're going to give these a little go. These might be slightly easier to try. And last but not least, this is a flavour I've never seen before. Or we've tried. No one else. We've probably tried it before and not even remembered. But these are Matchmaker. These are caramel coffee. All right. So I love my coffee and I love my caramel. So we will be trying these. These are the Matchmaker Quality Street. Talking of Quality Street.
Mark always has to shake everything.
Like,
he's like, when I say to my mum, can I take a picture? And my mum's like moving about, and I'm like, just stay there in my beat. Like, if you're gonna show, just show it.
Go on, you're prepping. Anyway, so we'll be trying those, the Matchmakers. Right, Nick said, if it's got a GPS, so this is going back to the drone, you can normally set waypoints, and it will do most of it itself. But just take it to an open space and practice, so you understand. Have the drone flies and how you get a feel for it. Thank you. That's really helpful, Nick, because I think that's what I was thinking. I would take it out in fields, get some practice, and then work on the premise that I take it out so far. I think it does have something like that you can set a maximum height and a minimum height.
Oh, right, okay.
And I think also as well, you can set it to go so many distances away.
Right, okay.
Sam said that as well. You want to go somewhere nice and open, like a big park to practice flying.
Yeah, there's a park near us.
So or just do what Nick said. No, that's it. There is a park not too far from us. It's quite a large park. The only reason I hadn't had a practice of it was because of that. The weather was really bad.
It's been really bad.
So I want not too much butter on mine, please. Kelly's right, ratio of butter to bread is at 50-50. So
that's my butter.
Look at that. It's like great big mountains of butter on it. Just a little. Actually, I'll do it without the butter.
You want to do it without the butter, please?
Okay, here we go. So, guys, we are now going to try. This is the fruit and treacle M&S bread. We're going to give this a little go. Here we go. Look at that, very brown.
I like it. But you know what? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
It does need butter.
Of course it does.
It's a bit... Do you know what it is? Right.
It may need to be toasted, but I don't normally like my fruit bread toasted. I find it a little bit hard, but it could be different when it's toasted. I like the flavour. I like the fruit in it. But it's a bit hard.
Right. I disagree with Kelly. I agree with... No, right, let me say it. I agree with Kelly. The fruit is delicious in it. The treacle's almost got like a slight burnt to it, which is really nice. I think treacle's got a burnt taste anyway, but this is really, really nice. I think it would be... I agree with Sam. I think it would be much better toasted. Now, it's a sour type dough, which is why you're thinking it's hard. It's not soft like fruit bread is. I prefer this to fruit bread because it's got a... I love that kind of sour taste it's got.
And I love fruit bread. This one is, for me, this one for me is like the poor cousin to fruit bread.
I disagree. This is superior to me.
Yeah.
Right, now,
we're very different, but yeah.
Kelly and I are very different in our taste. So once you get used to our taste, you'll think which you prefer. Fruit bread's a lot softer. This has got that sour taste to it. The sourdough taste.
It's not sour, but yeah.
But it's got that lovely burnt toffee flavour to it. I love that burnt flavour to it. For me,
I don't taste any burnt flavour, no.
For me, this is a 7 out of 10. I know, a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 6.
I think this is... But fruit... Now, if you like fruit bread and you love the soft nature of fruit bread, this may not be for you because this is slightly harder because it is the dough.
Look, so Mark's putting... So Mark had a scraper butter before. Now he's putting a bit more butter on. The next one, he'll put the same amount. But he won't do it in front of you, do it in the kitchen or whatever, but it's the same amount of butter that I would have put on.
Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's good. I like that. No.
Yeah, it's all right. But if somebody said, do you want this or fruit bread?
I'll go there.
I'd go fruit bread.
So, difference of opinion. So,
nice. Probably needs to be toasted. But I don't like toasted fruit bread. I like my fruit bread to taste like fruit bread.
I might toast a bit actually, just see how it is. Okay. There you go. So that's that one. I would recommend it. Kelly's not so sure. So once you get used to our taste buds, you can then see. So if you follow kind of Kelly's taste buds in bits, you're gonna like it. If you don't, then and you follow my ones as well, you probably will like that.
I would recommend it to anybody who likes sourdough.
Yeah, definitely. It's the love child of sourdough and fruit bread.
Yeah.
It's kind of the two merged together and had a baby. This is what it would be. That's the weirdest way of describing it, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sam said that looks nice, toasted with real butter and a lovely cup of hot tea. I am going to try it.
Or toasted. A piece of cheese.
Sam said, chuck it in the air fryer. It makes amazing toast. Yes. Now, I think I told you guys before, I made a toasted cheese sandwich in the air fryer. And instead of butter, because you want to butter both sides of the bread, you on both sides and on the top and on the bottom. I use mayo instead of butter, which is one American chef was suggesting, and it was perfect. Definitely would recommend using mayo unless you hate mayo. You don't really get the mayo taste to it, but
no,
it works really, really well. And you bung it in the air fryer, it does toast that bread. It's really good.
St. Cot, how's your air fryer going? Because I know you bought one,
right? Oh yeah, have you done any more with it? And anybody else you've purchased?
Yeah, who else has bought an air fryer? What have you done?
Amy said, I love fruit bread. There you go. So Amy, this may not be for you because it's nowhere near as soft as fruit bread.
No, it's not soft.
Right, Nick said, going back to the drone, you will be fine. Just got to keep it in line of sight, and that's very important.
Right.
You will have to do a CAA theory test and get your flyer's ID. Then you have to put your number on your drone. Oh, interesting.
Well, even for for something that's under 250.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Should I do that or is that just a good practice to do it, even if it's under 250 grams? Keegan said, "Oh, Keegan, hello. How are you?" He said, "Hi, Mark and Kelly. It's Keegan. How are you doing?" "I'm doing good. I have 3 carveries this week." 3 carveries. Look at you with the carveries. Go on, Keegan.
Who is it that Tushy would love that. 3 carveries.
3 carveries. Well done, Keegan.
Wow.
And he's got 34 subs. Well done.
Wow, well done.
Well,
bless you.
you
Well done.
definitely keep filming those carveries, Keegan. So, like, we'd like to see those if you do. And did you enjoy every one of them?
I must go to your channel and have a look. I haven't had a look. Sorry, Keegan.
And did you have something different in each carvery, or did you go for the same thing? So Nick said it's easy though. You should do more shorts using grill my cheese.
Melt my cheese. Melt my cheese.
Yeah, we'll have to do that actually. We'll do a short with the melt my cheese. I will show you guys how we did the air fryer thing. I had turkey and the gammon.
Oh,
very nice. So thank you for that advice. I really do appreciate it though, because I'll have a look into that. Right, next one. What we doing?
We can do. Let's do your coffee one. Actually.
Right, let's do this one. So this is the Matchmakers. This is the coffee caramel.
Now I'm not into coffee.
I am. So this will be lovely. Ooh. So I was opening it, all refined. It is in a plastic thing. So I'm gonna. They should do it so you can just tear it off easily. But I get why they do it because they want to keep it airtight. There we go. Right. Do you want to grab one? No, this is the most feeble one.
Oh, it smells so strong of coffee.
Wow, these smell really strong.
I've just got this little one, and that smells so strong.
Right, it's got a really, really strong coffee scent. Okay, here we go.
Okay. That is so strong.
That's good. Right, I'm going to state the absolute obvious. But if you are a coffee fiend like me, these are up your street. If you do not like coffee, like Madame, these are not for you. But I can't taste the caramel. But
no, but they taste so strong. It's almost like licorice.
They don't taste anything like licorice. They don't. Trust me, they don't. But what they do, they've got such a strong coffee flavour. I'll tell you what they taste like. They're almost like, they're so strong. They're a bit like camp coffee. You know when you buy the coffee liquor thing?
Mm.
They're really good. I love coffee. Now,
they're very strong.
As it said, there's something brewing here. It's a perfect match. I do get an after hit, though, of the caramel but that is fantastic. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. What are you giving it? Here we go. 5.
But if you like coffee, that is definitely for you. But there is a licorice taste after, I promise you.
There's no licorice taste. Your taste buds are dead. That is no way.
My taste buds are dead.
Melt my cheese. That would be great. There you go. We do a melt my cheese. Keegan said, I have McDonald's, but it's very busy at Gallagher's, one beside the lakeside. One is close till February the 28th. What did you have for your McDonald's? If you could invent a new matchmaker flavour, what would it be? Sam? Sam? I think I found my little perfect match. Coffee would be the one I would want to go for. But what would you invent? So that's open to everybody. What would you have?
There's coffee nibs in that.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice. So, if everybody could invent their own matchmaker chocolate, what would it be? Do you know what I would go with, Sam? Sticky toffee pudding. Chicken mayo. Oh no, Keegan's talking about his McDonald's. Sorry, I thought Keegan was going to go for a chicken mayo flavoured.
Do you know what? I would invent Black Forest Ghetto, but it'd actually have to taste of Black Forest Ghetto.
Not like your M&Ms.
Yeah, not like the M&Ms. I don't taste like.
Oh, I'm loving them.
But yeah, I think I would invent Black Forest Ghetto. So you would have like just the tiniest slither of chocolate cake.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to put one of these bad boys onto toast.
The thing would be mint, and maybe the matchmaker would be white to represent the cream. So yeah, so I would make them white matchmakers with the crunchy bits would be cherry flavored, and the inside would have like chocolate cake flavor. And that's how I would do it.
Right, so I have just gone and put one of those in the toaster.
And we are going to try one of these lemon squares. But Mark's taste buds will be dead now from trying all of those matchmakers.
I'm just high on the coffee. Right, Keegan said Big Mac chicken was so good.
Ooh. Ooh.
So did you have the double burger? Right. Now I did. We should have probably showed you guys the things as well. They are literally just like plain wafers, but we will try.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's quite a hit of lemon.
Mm.
It's almost as lemon meringue pie for me, reminiscent.
That tastes lemon. Very nice with a cup of tea. But you know what I would do with that? Decorate a cake with it.
Ah.
I would use that to decorate a cake.
Do you know what? It would be nice. So I'm gonna say now we've tried the chocolate one. We've tried the cappuccino one. The cappuccino one's a mild coffee. Now coffee's my thing, but I prefer this.
I liked the caramel one over. I liked the latte one over the chocolate one. But it was 3 that we tried. And I'll have to go back and look at the live.
Sam said choc and lime is yummy. I remember Christmas sweets that were choc and lime. I don't think I've ever had choc and lime.
The closest thing did we even try that? Which was the Jaffa cakes. Did we try the lime Jaffa cakes?
No, I don't think we may have done. Do you know what? My memory's terrible. I don't remember. Oh, Nick came up with a good idea. So your choc and lime, would you have that for your matchmakers? Choc and lime matchmakers. I think that's a really good idea. Nick said toffee apple or tiramisu would be good.
Toffee apple.
Toffee apple. I'm liking the toffee. And actual fact, toffee apple, this would be quite good. Do you know what? Actually, even bread, if you did a fruit bread with apple, toffee apple, that would be quite nice.
Or, oh God, it's just left me.
Keegan said yes, it was. So he did have the double chicken Big Mac.
No.
And you enjoyed it, I'm taking it, because it sounds like you really enjoyed it. He also said, I'm going to Grimsby Premier Inn for one night to watch the wrestling. Oh, are you? Are you watching, is it British wrestling or are you watching WWE?
Which used to be called WWF.
Well, they had to change
until the animal people got involved and then they had to change them.
Right, now Sam said, could you put those wafers into the jelly layer of a fruit trifle? Now, the only thing, I think you could, Sam, the only thing is it's not like ladyfingers. You know, ladyfingers are the sponge. I do wonder with these whether or not they would go soggy.
They would go soggy, for sure. Yeah, they would go soggy. They wouldn't, whereas with ladyfingers, they're made to hold sogginess.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So they absorb all that liquid.
But these, no, they would get soggy. But you could have them in there, but they would just get soggy.
I do wonder once they were soggy if they would be quite nice. They were very nice dry. But I would recommend it. So come on, let's score. What would you give the lemon mini wafers?
Ooh.
They're even made in Italy, look.
Yeah, made in Italy. I was just looking at that. I would give these 8.5.
Keegan said, what are you eating? So Keegan, we've just had, I'll show you, we just tried 3 things. We've just gone for the lemon mini wafers, which are from M&S. So these are little lemon squares. I give it an 8. I think this is really, really good. We've just had, Keegan, the Quality Street Matchmakers. Now, these are caramel coffee flavour, but they're very strong coffee. I love coffee. I'm a coffee fiend. These were strong. So these are up my street. Kelly, not so much. And then last but not least, we had a little special. This is the, you can see that, the treacle, the fruit and treacle bread. Now, that was really nice. It's just toasted. I am going to go and get the toasted bit.
And could you bring some water?
I'd love to.
Thank you very much.
Ashafan, there you go.
Mercy books. Mercy books. But yeah, so I can thoroughly recommend the out of everything that we've tried, I can thoroughly recommend the wafers, and I think Mark would probably recommend the caramel coffee matchmakers.
Well, I'm going to recommend the bread now.
Oh, are you?
Now I have toasted it. It's gone a little dark than I should have done, but
he's going to put butter on.
I'm going to put butter on it because this is going to be ultra dry now because it's gone in the toaster. So we'll say, do you want to try a bit with the as it's toasted or no?
Yeah, I'll try a bit.
Okay, go on then. Grab away.
Let me take it.
Here we go. So I got the burnt bit.
Why? Well, you wanted me to have the burnt bit?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a game changer. That puts it up another level. That is so much better toasted. That is so much better toasted.
It's sticky. It's flavourful. Still not the best for me, but it is nice.
Oh, that's really good.
It's nice. I wouldn't say no. You know what, though? I feel like it does need cheese.
No, do you know what? I'm up in my score. Guys, I've got to really, really, really recommend that. The fruit and treacle. You know when you do a toasted cheesecake, what's really nice about the toasted cheesecake is when when you're toasting it, the raisins in it, they heat up. And they almost, you know, when they're on the verge of toasting and almost burning, because obviously when they're in the toaster, they get to that stage. You get that lovely sort of caramelization on that raisin.
Well, the treacle in it has caramelized it for sure.
That is really good. That is definitely worth toasting. If you get that, honestly, it takes up another 3
It
notches.
does say it on there though.
Yeah,
toasted it. That's why you toasted it. It does say that on there.
It's gone up several levels. That is really good. I'm up in that to an 8.5. Though I can't even remember what I gave it first of all. I think I gave it an 8. I'm going to go 9. That is really good. Toasted for me, definitely. Richard, hello. How are you?
Hey, Richard.
Richard thought that was toasted perfectly. Right.
Ooh.
I skipped a few comments, so let's go through. Keegan asked how Sam. Sam said I'm okay. Sam said I love toffee apples, and it's been forever since I had one. We will have to show you our old videos in the United States. When in the America, you get toffee apples this big. You do get them in the supermarkets, I noticed, but you only seem to get them around Halloween. Do you make your own though, Sam? I can imagine that you make your own. Just doing that toffee, and you could do the toffee like the sauce you did for the bananas Foster. So you could just coat the apple in that and just let it set. I'd imagine that would be amazing. You could even do slices of apple instead of the banana.
Do you mean toffee apple or do you mean candied apple?
No, she said toffee apple.
I know she said toffee apple, but sometimes people call something because that's a normal name, but it's not the actual thing.
I'm sure Sam knows what she's saying.
I'm sure she does. I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
You better verify for us, Sam. You mean toffee apple or candy apple? I'm sure you mean
because
toffee
in
apple.
the States they don't really do candied apples. They do actual toffee apples, but with nuts. So they dip it in the toffee and then they have it with nuts. And I was so shocked when I ate it. I was so shocked that I really enjoyed it. It was so good. I'm not one for candied apples because I feel it's too tough. But toffee apple it's dipped in a soft toffee. Oh, it was good.
Nick said we got our last bits to our new telescope today. So Zachary's going to have his first telescope soon. He's going to love it. Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
Actually, I've got to say, now the problem we have in London is because there's so much light pollution. You don't get to see anything. I remember Debbie ages ago, she took us. Yeah. Was it Primrose Hill? I forget where it was.
I can't remember where it was she took us, but yeah, we were looking through telescope.
It was the only place in London you can get to see some stars because it's almost like on a heath. So, but I was going to say, imagine where you guys are. There's a lot less light pollution. I remember when I lived in Wiltshire, out in the sticks, there was a lot less light pollution up there, so you could actually see the stars from up high.
I remember when I was going to say when I used to live in Mauritius. I never lived in Mauritius, but we went there for long periods of time. And back when I was little, there was a water shortage. So there'd be these trucks. I said it before, but there was a truck that would spew out water, and you'd have to go with your big pots and your pans, and you'd run underneath it. Anyway, there used to be a barrel in the back. And it was full up of water. I'm assuming it was to catch rainwater. So in the rainy season, and I remember looking in the barrel, and it reflected to the sky, and there was so many stars. There were so many stars, and I looked up. But of course, when you're little, you don't understand because I lived in London. I've always lived in London. This is the furthest I've ever lived from London. And we're not even that far from London, but I always lived pretty much in the centre. And when I sort of looked up, it was never the same as it was if I was in Mauritius, because like you say, it is in the country, there's no light pollution. So yeah, it was amazing.
Keegan's got to go. Take care, Keegan. Bye. Take care. Oh, this is interesting. So Sam said tart-ta-ta is the ultimate toffee apple dessert.
Oh, really?
Would you do that over a crumble, Sam? Now she's gone, oh, crumble. Oh, I didn't think about crumble. But there we go. No.
I'm not a lover of tart-ta-ta, but I do love
tart-ta-ta is lovely.
I love apple crumble. I won't lie to you. I don't like it when apple is tart either. So if the tart-ta-ta has tart apple, that wouldn't be for me. But a nice sweet apple in a crumble. For me, I don't think it would be very, very difficult to beat a crumble. I won't lie to you. Of all the desserts that I've tried and everything else, it's very, very difficult to beat a crumble.
Well, Sam, would you do that? Would you put a tart-ta-ta over a toffee apple crumble? So if you made it a toffee apple crumble, so very much like you did, but put the toffee in with it. With that, which one would be superior? This is what I'm waiting to see your comment. Sam said, I knew that needed to be toasted. Yeah, you're right. I want some. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that, guys. You've got, for those of you that are on their way to M&S or there, give that a try. That's my recommendation. Kelly, maybe not so much, but if you do get the fruit and treacle bread, you've got to toast it. It is so much better. That is a game changer.
I would also try it with a piece of cheese.
That is a game changer. Keegan said he had to go. Sam said, really good bread, fresh out of the oven is best with the butter. Oh, best butter is the best. Absolutely. When it's warm and that butter melts, that Tom Ketteridge does as it's a starter with the pickle butter. I've heard of pickle butter. I heard of it. I'm going to make Kelly some of that Stilton butter so she can try it. Oh, you hate Stilton. Nick said, Carla got a 750 milliliter pumpkin spice cold brew coffee today from Farm Foods for 49p. It's not too bad. I love pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is one of my favorite things. I have got so much. I'll tell you what my brother did get me from the States. I haven't started yet, and I need to.
The thing about the States as well is
let me show.
Oh, sorry. You went to go. Don't push that because it hurts.
Sorry. Right. Okay. Check this out. So I'm going to give this a try. This is pumpkin butter. So my brother got this from the United States. I haven't tried it yet. I will try it, Ben. Don't worry. I've had it. I've been saving it. I think I've got to really try it.
I was thinking you could taste it on a toasted bit of that bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It says Best Buy, but that's all right to eat.
Yeah.
Right, let me try it. Guys, you want me to see you try it? I think we shall. I'll get a spoon in a minute. Richard said, toffee apples with nuts is a USA thing.
Yeah.
Glad that we don't have that here.
What?
Oh, Richard, it's so good. Kelly and I did go to Florida.
It's so good.
Kelly and I did go to Florida many years ago, and we tried it. It really is great. Just have the toffee apple without the nuts. It's so good. Honestly, Richard, give it a go. You would like it. Real toffee apples with that lovely red colour, just like when I was a kid. So it's toffee apple. Not
red is candied apple.
Is that right?
Toffee is not red.
Sam, is that right?
Yeah. Do you mean candied? Because a lot of people do call candied apple toffee apple.
I think Sam means toffee.
But if it's red, that's not toffee.
All right. Keegan said he had to go. Sam said Nick's going to try and catch some fresh Cornish lobster and crab.
Ooh.
I love shellfish and used to pick out the crab meat when I was a kid for a local fishery called Harvey's at Newland.
Wow. We've got some tinned crab. We love crab too. I've got some tinned lump crab. And if I make a seafood curry, I put the tinned lump crab, and I also do prawns and salmon and cod, and it just goes straight into the seafood curry.
So Nick, are you actually going to be going out to sea to get these lobsters and picking them up from a lobster trapper, or you get them closer to shore? I know if you can put them in certain waters, you can just, like in a harbour, you can just pull them up from there.
That's amazing.
I just wonder, are you going out to sea? But that would be lobster is amazing. And don't forget, you've got to have it with melted butter. Chef's kiss on that. Richard said, I only do peanuts in a chocolate and walnut, in chocolate and walnuts, rare things. Everything has to be hazel. So hazelnuts. Do you mean like the walnut whip? But you don't like walnuts, do you? You want hazelnuts?
Yeah, I'm a bit funny with nuts. Like I love pine nut. Cashew nuts probably are my favorite, but they have to be honey roasted. I love honey roasted cashew nuts. They're my favorite.
Where are we? I'm not sure what candy apples are. I do mean toffee apples, as they used to put red food coloring in the toffee, I think. I will have to make some. So I told you she meant toffee apples.
So candied apples were normally with sugar. So they would put food coloring in the sugar, and they would that was and it was candied, as you get candied fruit, and it would be red, and they would dip it in, and then they would hold it, and it'd be, so you could tap it with a spoon basically, because it would be crunchy. It wouldn't be, whereas obviously toffee is soft. So
well, interesting to see actually what how they turn out, Sam. Do let us know.
Yeah,
that'd be really interesting to see. And if you've got a special recipe for the toffee sauce.
Yeah, because I've never seen toffee apples here. I've only ever seen candied. Used to get them in the fairs.
Yeah,
You used to get them in fun fairs, and obviously when you go to Brighton, used to get them in Brighton. But sometimes they would just used to make really big dummies from the same thing that they would candy the apples in, and you get really big dummies, and you could like obviously use them as a dummy. But yeah, I've never seen though toffee apples here. The only place I've ever seen them is when we went to the States. So that's new to me.
Nick said no, just going to get the lobster from the coast, just off the rocks. Lobster and crab as fresh as you can get. Ooh. That must be amazing. No, I did wonder that if you were going out to see, or because you don't need to, do you? You can just get them on the coastline. One other thing, Nick, do you ever go for things like whelks or anything like that, or do you ever manage to get oysters? I don't know if there are oysters where you go crabbing, but I would love to try the fresh oysters. I love oysters. So I don't, just out of interest, do you go for oysters as well? Sam said we would just make the toffee with sugar, the same as for honeycomb, but without the bicarb. So yeah, it's almost like a coloured sugar.
Yeah.
And then you'd wrap that around the toffee.
So candied apples. Yeah. We never called them toffee apples down here. We called them candied apples. And yeah, it would be like with the sugar, without the but. Yeah, so sugar with a bit of food colouring, because I always wondered how they got it red.
These Londoners.
We never called them toffee apples. We just called them candied apples.
Well, I'm from Wiltshire originally, so we would call them toffee apples.
Right. And then yeah, but toffee apples in the States, they actually make it with toffee. So I don't know. I'm assuming like with the bicarb and all of that, but it's like almost like a caramel, but just not as runny. So yeah, like a toffee, and then they dip it in nuts. Ooh!
Cockles and mussels alive. That's what Sam put.
Oh, right.
I was just singing it. Yeah, that's what. Do you know what, Sam? Actually, that one thing that actually always shocked me. There weren't really many cockles and mussel stalls in the West Country, from what I remember. Well, that's in Wiltshire. But as soon as I came to London, they're everywhere. They're just like this thing is near where your mum lives. There's a cockle and mussel stall.
Yeah.
And I remember visiting your mum about 3 or 4 Christmases ago. Right, it was snowing, it was pelting with, and there were people that had driven all the way to get these cockles and mussels in the snow. I thought they're not even. Oh, anyway. I won't say anymore. They're not even nice.
Well, that's a bit of a controversial thing to say because people love cockles.
No, fair enough.
But when I was growing up, where I lived, my mum, we used to go to a club. They'd have bingo nights and all of that type of stuff, and that's what we would do every week. And there would be a fish guy that would come in and sell things like mussels and cockles and what you call it, prawns in vinegar and stuff like that, and we would buy them and we would eat them. Yeah.
Sam said if I could, I would eat a lot of shellfish.
Wow.
Now you would love. There's a buffet in London called the Ned. Now, if you are at all interested, check out our video. It's a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But the Ned do unlimited, obviously unlimited food, but you can have unlimited lobster and unlimited oysters.
They also do salmon and poached salmon and all that. However, now they are extremely. I mean, it was expensive before, because it was £50. then 55, then 60, then 75, and now it's 95 pounds. So it's extremely expensive now. They went through a phase. They went through a phase of doing members only. So you could only attend the feast if it was members only. Of course, but you didn't get it for any. So becoming a member, it's not like you got 75% up. Well, it's not like you could pay 75%, like you get 25% discount or anything like that. No discounts. So you had to pay, which was like it was something ridiculous. Like if you had the code, you could pay £200 for the year. But if you didn't have the code, you'd have to pay something completely ridiculous. And so they had to drop that eventually. So now you don't have to be a member to enjoy the feast. Because clearly nobody was going. They clearly wanted only a certain level, a certain type of customer, which is fine. But you ain't getting them customers, are you? So now you had to drop your price. Now you had to drop your bit. But now you've made it more expensive. I don't know.
Nick said we have lots of them. I assume you're talking about is that about the oysters? I could get a bucket. The cod and bass fishing is great in Cornwall.
Wow.
Oh, I can imagine that. So fresh. That's one thing I would love to do. If we haven't been to Cornwall, we need to go. As a couple, we haven't been.
Yeah.
And I thought I would love to go because I think to have fish and chips from somewhere that's just caught the fish that same day will be your fish and chips there must be amazing.
Yeah.
Sam said in Penzance, where the pirates are from, there has been a cockles and mussels van in the same spot for decades.
Wow, that's so nice to have a family. Well, I say family run. It's nice when something passes down generations. And they, you have this business, it's passed down for generations and it's been there for decades and it's just lovely.
That's it. And of course they always put the vinegar things there, so you can put vinegar onto it, all the different, well, like I said, they always come in those little white pots, don't they?
Yeah, and well, there used to be styrofoam, but
styrofoam.
I don't think they do that
I'm
now.
assuming it's still styrofoam. And then you always get your little chip fork.
Yeah.
So you can just that little wooden chip fork you just eat.
Which is what I would have. So when the fish guy came in, he would have his basket, and in his basket would be full of all of these sort of different types of seafood that you'd get in a pot. But back then they didn't even do it in a styrofoam pot. They did it in a plastic pot. Because I remember sort of like, well, I was really little then, and I would always make my mum get me the prawn ones, and I would eat the prawns, and that's. I had loved prawns from a very young age, so I would get the prawns every week.
So are you? Is anybody on here? Because we're talking about fish a lot. Is anyone here a major fish fan, or does anyone just can't stand it, or sadly you might be allergic to it?
Well, some people are allergic to not all fish, just shellfish.
Well, does anybody have a favourite or a favourite dish served by shellfish or fish? Sam said, we're almost an island. I love Cornwall. Silly Devon ruins it.
Oh, no. I love monkfish. I feel monkfish is really nice. Tuna steaks are really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I do love salmon.
Do you know what? Monkfish, I've got to say, monkfish has become one of my favourite fish. It used to be, because the fish is ugly, it used to be dead cheap for that reason. People wouldn't touch it because they thought there was something wrong with it because it's such an ugly fish. But it's so expensive now. But that fish you did, that monkfish thing was delicious.
Yeah.
Kelly did a really nice monkfish dish, which was delicious. That's one of my favourite fish, of course. It's a really meaty fish.
It's very meaty fish.
Charlie said, Charlie got 309 followers.
Ooh,
You're still going, Charlie.
Good for you. Good for you.
Now, Sam, are you so dedicated to Cornwall that you do your for your scones? Do you do your jam and cream the Cornwall way?
Oh, what is the Cornwall way?
Right, I want to get this right. I think the Cornwall way is jam first. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but I think it's jam first. I might be wrong though.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. I've gone for broke. Sam will correct me if I'm wrong. No!
Oh, no! What are you
No!
talking about?
That's a silly Demoner's one.
Silly Devon!
No. So shellfish is what, and I love. So one thing my brother bought me. Now I'm going to show you guys this. I have never seen this before. Right? Have a look at this. This is a utensil
Mark keeps banging this thing against my thighs and it keeps hurting me.
Oh. All right, I'll move on one second. I'd never seen this before, and I'm yet to use it. He bought this in the States, and it looked quite expensive, actually. I think it was expensive. It was. Sorry, Ben. I will use this.
I have never seen this before.
So this is an oyster grill, all right? Now, as you can see there from the oyster grill, and you put the oysters in these little segments here, as you can see. It's cast iron, so this is actually, feel how...
I know, I can, yeah.
How heavy that is.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
So to give it an idea, that's how solid it is. You put your oysters in there, and you put them in the grill, and because it's so, and you put whatever you want on them. Cheese. What else did they say? Grill the oysters on a half shell, or use a pan to serve the chilled oysters, or you can use them just obviously just to serve.
Yeah.
Cook cornbread, drop biscuits, single serving mac and cheese, and more. I never thought of that, using it for that reason.
Mm.
It will be dishwasher safe, wouldn't it? Because it's cast iron.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in the dishwasher and use it because I've been meaning to. I just haven't bought any oysters, but I didn't realise that.
And oysters are quite expensive, so I can't imagine you buying a lot of oysters and then giving them away.
Can I use a dishwasher? Oh yeah, it's actually saying you're best off. You want to season it rather than dishwashing it. All right. But yeah, I'd never seen that before. So there you go. So thank you. But I am going to use it, but I didn't realise I could use it actually to do frying things in it, which I might do. But it's designed so you can serve your oysters. But I never, because when I buy oysters, I only ever buy, because they're so expensive, I'll buy about 5.
And break all my knives.
Yeah, 5 at one. Yeah, I broke all her knives, so she bought me an oyster knife. But I haven't bought them since. I thought if we go into town actually tomorrow, I might treat myself to some oysters. Where are we? Sam said, I would never put cream on the bottom like a commoner, but butter. Yeah, I thought it was.
I never put cream on the bottom like a commoner.
I thought it was. It was jam first. I got that right.
I'm sorry, but I'm the commoner. Sam.
Kelly does it the Devon way.
So do you.
I would never do that. Not for Sam. But Common does butter like it's got to be on top. Yeah, you go. So the cream has got to be on the top. The jam.
Cream has got to be on the bottom, and the jam has to be on top.
Richard said, "Why cook oysters? I have never seen oysters cooked."
Oh yeah, you can. They normally. So the way that I've seen it done, which it looks amazing. I would probably try them. Is they put like a gratin. So they do it a little bit like a gratin with breadcrumbs and a sauce. It looks amazing. I would definitely try it. Don't think I would like to try it raw. You like it raw.
Yeah, I like them raw.
But I would try it I would try it that fried way. So I can't remember where we were.
Well, the main way you're supposed to do them, like I say, you're supposed to grill them. So hence the reason why you've got that pan, because it's so solid, it holds them in there.
Mm.
It's just a shame that oysters are so expensive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as well, with that pan, you can, like I say, serve your oysters in them. You just put the
condiments out, and people do whatever condiments that they want.
Or you just put that this pot in the freezer. So the idea is, of course, this stays really cold, and you just serve your oysters on there as well. But you're supposed to serve oysters on ice, so they stay fresh. But the people have done. The Hairy Bikers did a grilled oyster recipe. I've never had them cooked though. I've always had them raw.
Yeah.
Richard, you made me laugh this. I would never put cream on the bottom like a commoner. Charlie said, how many videos? I have created 1,200. That's really impressive. We've done nowhere near that level, Charlie.
No, we haven't.
He also said hi to Richard. Sam's laughing. Sam said, before the Romans arrived in Britain in 43 AD, Britons in general had regarded shellfish as something of a subsistence food. That's true. I think langoustines were very common in Britain. I did read somewhere. Oysters disappear when cooked. They don't disappear. I know what you're saying. It's not so much that they disappear, but they kind of...
Well, they shrink a little bit like all food.
Yeah.
Whenever you cook any food, it shrinks.
Richard said, Richard, where do you get oysters for 90p? Where do you get oysters for 90p? Because they're nowhere near that here. I think the cheapest one I've seen around our way is about 152 quid an oyster, but I've never seen them at that cheap. Please
Well,
let me know.
it's 3 for £5. I think it's 3 for £5.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a deal.
Yeah, that's
the
a
deal.
deal.
So
Yeah,
3
that's
for
a
5
deal.
quid.
Yeah.
So, but I've never seen them as cheap as 90p.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to have them if they were 90p.
No, but he might, like I said, it might be cheaper because obviously if you buy in bulk, or it might be just, but hang on, it might be because it's near a coastal area.
Oh, yeah, if it's near a coastal area, fair enough. But if it's like supermarket bought for 90p, I don't think I could. Well, to be quite honest, I'm going to be real with you. Oysters don't appeal to me regardless.
Oh, I love oysters.
If they were 10p, if they were £100, it still would not appeal to me.
£100.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never getting them 100 quid. Sam
Listen,
said,
they eat caviar.
Sam said, I'd love to try lobster thermidor.
Ooh, yeah, mum, yeah. She likes that sort of thing, like lobster thermidor and stuff like that, for sure.
I don't know if I've had it. Oh, that sounds really bad. But I have had different types of lobster. I don't think it was thermidor though. It was in a cream sauce, but I don't think it was a thermidor. The
thing with me is anything that is too difficult, I'm not eating it. So if I have to shell the prawns, if I have to crack crab, if I have to crack the
precious madam here
for lobster, I'm not eating it. I'm not doing it. If I have to open mussels, no, I'm not doing it.
Oh, mussels! I love mussels. So moule marinière is one of my favorite mussels. I love mussels. If you ever go to Belgium, that is their national dish: mussels and chips. But yeah, as Sam said, bad shellfish is dangerous. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
That's why when they say when you cook mussels, any that remain closed, just chuck them. Do not eat them.
And if you go to cook them and any are open before you cook them, you've got to chuck them as well.
Sam said, my mum gave us bad crabs when I was little. I was so ill and it can kill you.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually. I don't know what it is that's so toxic about...
They release a poison. So crabs and lobster, if you don't do it correctly, they release a poison.
Oh, I see.
And then it's the poison. That's why...
Sam. Yeah, I was going to say, actually... There's certain foods I'll always eat if they're reduced, but there's certain foods I won't touch if they're reduced. Shellfish is definitely one of them. If it's reduced to clear, no, I think I'll pass. If it's bread or something like that, I don't mind.
Yeah, if it's bread or something, if it's something that you know you can have a few days after, like I'm not precious about milk. So as long as it's been chilled, I will drink milk as long as it smells okay. The moment that it doesn't smell okay, that's gone. Or if it curdles, I don't. But I don't mind. There are certain things I don't mind having after the sell by date, like if it's vacuum packed. So if I've got steak and it's a couple of days past the sell by date, but it's vacuum packed, I'll eat that. It's not a problem. But there are certain things that I would be very wary of. Fish is one of them. Like I just wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean that is. I do see what you're saying. They did say I did read an article actually because there's somebody googled. If you because this happens all the time. So this one will see something moldy, and rather than chuck it in the bin and just leave it. So then I go in and if I'm not checking it properly and I take a bite. I've done that so many times, taken a bite of moldy bread. But I have read somewhere.
But I've never left moldy bread there.
So I have read somewhere that actual fact, if you do eat moldy bread, it's not actually the end of the not the end of the world, but it's not actually that bad. Moldy bread's actually okay. I wouldn't recommend going to eat it, but if you eat it by accident, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I normally look at the bread and stuff like that. But Mark, if the milk has gone off or whatever, he'll still put it in my tea or whatever. He doesn't bother to smell it, or he can't tell if he smells it, if it's gone off or not. And I'm just like,
I never drink it.
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't even know with cream. And he drinks.
No, I drink cream. I've drunk cream that's a week overdate, but it's been fine.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But I have to smell it and know, and then I'll know whether you can't. But these days they've taken dates off of a lot of stuff now, in order for that reason, to reduce food waste. However, I don't know if that's a particularly good idea, because at least with the date on, you yourself can make the judge of whether you want to eat it past its sell-by date. There are things that I will eat past their sell-by date and it's fine. But there are also things that I wouldn't eat past their sell-by date, because I just think, and that's not the ham. I will eat a couple of days past its sell-by date. I would have to look at it and I'd have to smell it. If it's sticky or anything like that, or doesn't smell, no, you would chuck it away.
Or green. Yeah. I didn't know that. Is that true? So Sam said the Bible forbids eating shellfish, I believe.
Oh, really?
I didn't know
Interesting.
that.
I didn't know that.
But I think I've never heard Christians or Catholics say that they don't eat shellfish.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
So it's obviously in Islam and Judaism, you're forbidden to eat pork. But I mean, that's obviously a common knowledge. But I've never heard of that, the Bible forbidding shellfish.
And I grew up in a Catholic school, 2 Catholic schools. They were run by nuns. I always think, they were run by nuns, by the way. But I had never, obviously we studied the Bible. I went to a Catholic school. We studied the Bible. We studied religion, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying that I've never heard that. The only fish story that I remember hearing is when Jesus did the bread and the fish, and then he, divided it against however thousands of people. But I've never heard about the shellfish part, so I never knew that. So I learned something every day.
I remember this. I don't know why I remember it, but I remember when I was in primary school, our head teacher talking about that story.
Oh yeah,
Jesus, and I think one little kid. Well, we were all little kids.
Obviously,
said, "But how did he create all the bread and the fish?" Clearly, our head teacher didn't believe the story. He went, "Well, obviously, people just brought stuff out from their thing. Obviously, they didn't magic it." That's what he said. That's how he put it. He said, "Obviously."
He didn't. He didn't realise the story is actually about a miracle.
No, that's what he said. He said, "Well, look. Clearly, he said they didn't just magic it up. He said that people probably had some on them and just took it out and then handed it in."
No, it's a miracle. That's why the story is well known. That's very comical. But
clearly,
it's just like, turning water into wine. Oh, well, clearly he didn't turn water into wine. People just had wine and just poured it out. He didn't turn no water into wine.
Clearly. As Sam said, hot cross buns, 1 penny. So yeah, they are, Sue. Do you know what? You're finding this more and more and more. I think there was an MP that went on Twitter that complained. He went to go Christmas shopping. Get stuff in the sale after Christmas. And he said that Tesco have already started stocking Easter eggs.
Well, Richard said before Christmas had even happened, he went in and he saw Easter eggs.
Really?
He said it on his live, yeah.
Oh my God. It's getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah. He said, this was before Christmas, and he found Easter eggs. I was just like, that's mad.
Blimey. I do remember, like I said, I used to work for Tesco many, many, many years ago when I was a student. And I always remember it would be all beginning of August, so it'd be flipping hot. We'd be in the stock room stocking stuff, all the Christmas stuff. You're stocking up mince pies, Christmas cake, Christmas pudding in summer. And you think, oh, this is too early. Too early.
But there are some people who love to do their Christmas shopping early. I think we've learnt our lesson, and we're going to start doing Christmas shopping early.
Yeah, we never do. Well,
we never do. Yeah,
I have talked to friends, and one friend said that she buys Christmas presents all throughout the year.
Yeah,
and then she goes.
My mum does.
But I said, but how do you know what someone wants? She goes, I don't buy what somebody wants. I buy what I think they like.
Oh no!
And that's what she said. She goes, but I don't ask. She goes, if I ask and they ask for something else that I bought them, then it's tough. So she said, no, I'm going to get you what I think you would like.
No, I get what I think people would like. Yeah, to be fair, but I do my hardest to pay attention to the person and to what their likes and so for instance, my uncle, he always loves a gadget, like a gadget this or a gadget that. And for Christmas, for him and his son, his youngest son, I bought a picture frame. But it was a digital picture frame. So, you know, when somebody gets something and they're like, oh, thanks, kind of thing, right? Let me tell you, the thanks that I got after they set it up, right? And my uncle, right, is like, how old do you think I am? Do you think I can work this? I was going, you'll be fine. So, my cousin's wife set theirs up, I think. My cousin and the wife set theirs up. And they loved it. They messaged me going, we really love the Christmas present. I was like, great. Can you help Uncle to set his one up? So they went, and my uncle said, I don't want to put my details in. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Let me tell. And I thought, and in my mind, I just thought, do you know what? Because I gave it to them as a joint present. So I gave it for my uncle and my aunt as a joint present from us, obviously. And I just thought, my aunt's not going to really like it. So maybe I'll buy her an extra present. Maybe after Christmas, I'll get her a bag. Let me tell you, my aunt loves it. Like, she goes, you know, Kel, sometimes I watch telly but I don't watch telly. I watch my photograph. And it's so nice because from your phone, you can send photographs. So whenever my cousin and his wife and the kids go away, because they've set up the account, they can send photos to their own one and to my aunt's one. So if anybody, and then she'll see these new pictures pop up. They absolutely love it, and it brings me real joy when I know someone really enjoyed. But I have to think about the person, and I have to think about what they would like and stuff like that. And yeah, and that's how I think.
Sam said, I've heard that smoked oysters are amazing. My aunt used to have a smokehouse in Charleston, Cornwall. Oh, really?
A smokehouse.
And supplied the Queen.
Wow.
Now, I wonder, did she actually, when she supplied the Queen, did she also supply Fortnums? I do wonder that, because that's greengrocers to the Queen. I had the duck one and I hated it. Now, the thing is, this is like you, because I know you don't like a lot of smoked thing because you repeat on it.
Yeah. I like the taste of a lot of it, but it just doesn't agree with me.
I love smoked food. Smoked salmon for me is delicious. I love smoked cheese, so I do love smoked food. But apparently, it's not good for you if you have a lot of smoked stuff.
No, it isn't.
It can, because obviously the smoke, it can cause. It's almost like having smoking yourself. But,
yeah.
Oh wow, that's it. But I do love smoked food. But I can smoke duck. I'm not sure how that would taste. Would you have smoked duck?
No, and some like when you smoke the corn on the cob, that's really good. But that's only good when we have the charcoal barbecue. We've got a gas barbecue now. It's not the same. It's good, but it's not as good. But it's good for when we do large barbecues.
You can almost replicate it using the air fryer.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
It's near as damn it. Sam said it was my step-aunt, my stepfather's sister. Nice.
Yeah, like I used to eat like smoky bacon grits, and I used to eat like smoked salmon, smoky bacon, all of that. Can't eat it, and it happened from very young. So it happened when I was in my late teens, possibly early 20s, and then I couldn't eat any smoked things. Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, guys, I'm conscious actually we've got a shopping delivery coming in. So yes, we do. So we will leave the live chat there. But thank you so much, guys, for joining in. We really did enjoy that as well. And thank you for indulging us, watching us do our little taste tests. That's it from Mark and Kelly's Trips, Tips and Things for this week. But we will be back Tuesday at 6:30 UK time as we normally do. And again, like I said, before we go, just a really big thank you for all your contributions, especially for the ideas for our 300th episode. We've got way more time to go. But like I said, we do appreciate the ideas. Go on.
And also, I have, if you want a sneak peek for the next live, I bought Haagen-Dazs pistachio ice cream.
Oh yeah, which is what's going to come in the shop.
And I've also got Haagen-Dazs macadamia nut in a full pot.
There you go. So we will be trying that, if we remember, on the next live. Until then, guys, do look after yourselves. Do take care. Oh, it's been great to see you too.
Oh, bless you,
when we say see you, we love to, even with your avatars. Oh, here we are. So listen, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Please do look after yourselves. Please do take care. And remember, you're never too old to have fun. We will see you in the next live. Until then, bye for now.
And don't forget to melt my cheese.
As you do.
Bye for now.
Bye, guys.